Hello friends, welcome to all. Myself Vishal Jogidas. Today we will discuss about double squirrel cage induction motor. And this topic is covered in the subject of electrical machines too. Now double cage induction motor. This is the typical commercial double cage induction motor. Now overview what we will see in this discussion. First, we will see introduction, then benefits, then why we use it, and we will also discuss about construction and working of double squirrel cage induction motor. First, we will see why we need it. See, in a conventional squirrel cage motors suffer from low starting torque. Okay, that we have already seen in a three-phase induction motor and high starting current. So these two are the main drawback of three-phase squirrel cage induction motor, and it has a double cage or two rotor windings or cages are used. So in this type of motor, two cage will be used. Two cage, it means there are two rotor windings are there. So two windings are used. This arrangement is used for obtaining high starting torque at a low value of starting current. It means using this type of construction, two disadvantage of low starting torque and high starting current can be eliminated, or we can reduce these two things using this arrangement. It means we can obtain high starting torque at a low value of starting current. So this is better for induction motor, cage type induction motor. The stator of a double cage motor of an induction motor is same as that of a normal induction motor. It means its cage is same as squirrel cage used in a normal induction motor. In the double cage rotor of an induction motor, there are two layers of the bars. It means stator is the same as the normal induction motor, but in the rotor there is a change. What is the change? There are two layers of bars in case of double cage rotor. So change is in the rotor side. Now difference between single cage and double cage. First one is starting current is high, hence not suitable for direct online starting. Single cage motor is not suitable for direct online starting. On the other way, in a double cage motor, starting current is low, hence suitable for direct online starting. It means direct online starting means there are no need of any starter. We can directly turn on the motors from supply. Second point is starting torque is low in case of single cage rotor. In case of double cage rotor, starting torque is high. So this is also advantage. Next one is effective rotor resistance is low in a single cage rotors. At start, rotor heating is not severe. It means at starting there is a rotor heating in case of single cage motor, and in case of double cage motor, effective rotor resistance is high, hence at start rotor heating is large. So this is the difference between single cage and two cage. Heating is large at the time of starting in a double cage rotor. As rotor resistance is low, rotor copper losses are less and efficiency is more. See, in a single cage, there is a rotor resistance is low. It means rotor copper losses are less, and we already know that if the losses are less, so efficiency is more. And in case of double cage rotors, the rotor copper losses are high due to high rotor resistance and efficiency is less as compared to normal cage rotors. Another point is the breakdown torque or maximum torque is more. Breakdown torque or maximum torque is more in case of single cage rotors. And in case of double cage rotors, the breakdown torque or maximum torque is smaller as two cages produce maximum torques at different speeds. So this is the reason why the breakdown torque is smaller as compared to single cage rotors. The leakage resistance is low in case of single cage rotor, and in case of double cage rotor the effective leakage resistance is high. So this is also one point we have to consider. The power factor is high in case of single cage rotors and power factor is low in case of double cage rotors. Another point is torque slip characteristics are fixed and constant in a single cage rotor, but in a double cage rotor, with a proper choice of resistances and reactances of inner and outer cages, wide range of torque slip characteristics can be obtained. See, we will see these points, what is the inner and outer cages, that we will see in the construction. So there are two cages, inner and outer cages. Okay, so due to this, wide range of torque slip characteristics can be obtained in a double cage motors. For same rating, cost is low in a single cage motors, and for same rating, cost is high due to double cages. It is obvious thing, if there are double cages, it means more materials are used, so cost is also increases due to the double cages. So these are the differences and comparisons between single cage and double cage motors. Now construction of double squirrel cage motor. Rotor of this motor has two squirrel cage windings located one above the other. So see, we have already seen that stator of these two motors, it means single cage and double cage motors, are almost same, but in a change is in a rotor side. The rotor has two main parts. One is the outer winding and other part is the inner winding. Now we will see in some details the outer winding. The outer layer has the bars of small cross sections. Okay. Here we can see in this figure there are upper bars and lower bar. This one is the lower bar, and the dotted lines are leakage flux. So outer layer has the bars of small cross sections. Then usually made of manganese. So this one is made from manganese. This outer windings has relatively large resistance. See, this is the important thing for our case. The resistance is large in case of outer windings. Okay. The bars are shorted at the both ends. The flux linkage is thus very less. See, the bars are shorted at both ends. That is why the flux linkage is thus very less. So this is the characteristics of outer windings. Now inner winding. Inner layer bars has greater cross-sectional area than that of outer winding in order to have resistance 1/4 or 1/5 of outer winding. It means the resistance of inner winding is 1/4 or 1/5 of outer winding, and cross-sectional area is large, that we can see in this figure also. Here is the, we can see there are small upper bar and this one is the large. It means the cross-sectional area of a lower bar is more as compared to upper bar. So that we have seen in a diagram also. Usually made of red copper. See, this inner winding is made of red copper. End rings may be separate or combined. See, there are end rings also, and this may be separate or combined. So this is about inner winding. Here we can see there is construction in some large diagram. This is the top bar. This is the top bar and this one is the bottom bar. So we have already seen that the cross sectional area of top bar or outer bar is less as compared to bottom bar. So this is the construction of double cage rotor. Here also we can see this. Okay, this one is red dots, we can see is nothing but high resistance bar, and the green gaps we can see is a low resistance bar. So top bar is made from is for high resistance and bottom bar is for low resistance. So same thing we have seen already. This is the commercial typical construction of this double cage rotor. Okay, here we can see outer rotor bar in this case. Okay, and outer rotor bar is stands for starting purpose, and here we can see inner rotor bar for running purpose. So both bars we can see in this type of rotor, double cage type of rotor. Okay, now advantages. It has high efficiency and good speed regulation. Okay, it gives higher starting torque and higher starting torque than lower starting current and are cheaper in cost. They are more robust and are explosion proof since the risk of sparking is eliminated by the absence of slip rings and brushes. See, this is the squirrel cage type rotors. So there are no slip rings and slip ring is not there. So there is no need, there is no risk of sparking and all these things. So these are the advantages. See, this is we have here we can see this rotor construction. At starting, the rotor frequency is the same as that of the line. It means 50 Hz, making the reactance of the lower winding much higher than that of the upper winding. Okay, so starting torque is given by TST is equal to K into E2 square into R2 upon R2 square plus X2 square. So this is the working. Now at running condition, what will happen? As the motor accelerates, the rotor frequency decreases, thereby lowering the reactance of the inner winding allowing it to carry a larger proportion of the total rotor current. So this is the case in a running condition, and starting torque is we have already seen that it is equal to K into E2 square R2 upon R2 square plus X2 square. Now working, see, this is a comparison of torque speed characteristics. Okay, so here we can see one curve that is stands for high R2. It means high rotor resistance. Okay, so at starting we can see that there is a high resistance. Here is second curve is stands for low rotor resistance. Okay, and the dotted curve in the center we can see is desired curve, and we can make this desired curve in a double cage. It means up to this there is a high resistance, and after that it is looks like a low rotor resistance. So double cage rotor characteristics is somewhat like a dotted characteristics that we have seen in a center, and it is a desired curve. So this is the difference in characteristics. Now equivalent circuit. See, here we have to consider two rotor resistances. Okay, so if equivalent circuit single rotor circuit representation, then here its equivalent circuit is almost same as the equivalent circuit of normal induction motor, but here we can see there are two rotor resistances. Okay, R1 upon S and R2 upon S. So in the equivalent circuit also we have to consider these two resistances. Okay, and using this circuit we can derive different formulas of resistances and reactances. Okay, but we have to just focus on construction and working of this, so we will not derive these formulas, but we must know the equivalent circuit and how it the components, it means rotor resistances, stator resistances and reactances are placed in a equivalent circuit, that we must know. So here we can see this. Here is the torque slip characteristics. See, torque outer cage characteristics is we can see in this outer cage characteristics, and inner cage characteristics is this. Okay, so by combining these two characteristics we can get this one is the double cage characteristics. So this is the desired characteristics. The total torque produced by the double cage induction motor at any instant is the sum of torque produced by the respective cages. It means upper and lower cages. So torque is more as in case of a double cage rotor. Is the reason is this: the torque produced is the sum of their respective cages. It means upper cage torque and lower cage torque, and sum of these cages will be the total torque. So total torque is equal to torque produced by the inner cage plus torque produced by the outer cage. Due to this, the starting torque of a double cage induction motor is high as compared to single cage or normal induction motor. Now advantages. Its construction is simple and rugged construction. So this is the advantage. Then require little maintenance. See, there are no slip rings, so maintenance requirement is also less as compared to slip ring induction motors. Then very efficient and reliable. This is the very efficient and reliable because there are no losses and maintenance requirements. High power factor. Power factor is more in a double cage induction motors. Now disadvantage is starting torque is low because of low rotor resistance. Okay. Then starting current is high because of low rotor resistance. Copper loss is high and efficiency is low in case of double cage. Applications. As the starting current is low, the motor is suitable for direct online starting. That we have already seen that this motor is suitable for starting current is low, so it is suitable in a direct online starting. For high starting torque, this motor is useful where frequent starting under heavy loads is required. It means if the requirement is high starting torque, then this motor is useful, and where frequent starting requirement under heavy load, in this type of applications, the double cage induction motor is useful. Thank you.